Hello and welcome to all of our Gold viewers who are here with us today. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC here for Gold. And we're getting ready for our Labor and Delivery Symposium. That's brand new here at Gold 2023. And with me here is one of the speakers, Jennifer Averill Moffitt. Good to see you, Jen.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's lovely to have you here. And it's very special to us because this is a new symposium and we're very, very happy that you are going to be part of it. Your presentation is titled Only Now, Just This, Practicing Mindfulness in Labor and Delivery. Oh, what a wonderful topic. And I want to talk about that in just a moment. But first of all, where in the world are you, Jen?
I work in Worcester, Massachusetts in the United States. Worcester is a city about, I think it's the third largest city in Massachusetts. We have many immigrants and refugees from all over the world in Worcester. And I work at a federally qualified community health center.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, especially since we have such an international audience. It's always good to know where our speakers are. And so you mentioned your place of work. Let's talk about your background. You're a midwife, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I've been a midwife since 2003.
Oh, wonderful. So tell us a little bit about your background and then how mindfulness became a part of this, because I think I understand it that you have been practicing mindfulness way before it became such a buzzword. Everybody nowadays is talking about mindfulness, but you've been doing it way, way longer for quite a long time, right?
Yes, I've been practicing since 2003, really in a very lucky turn of events. We were required to take a childbirth class when I was in midwifery school, and I happened to take Nancy Bartyke's mindfulness-based childbirth and parenting class at that time. And my whole life changed because not only did I need to take the class, but I also needed to do the accompanying mindfulness practices. And from that time, I've been practicing since then. And now teaching MBCP, mindfulness-based childbirth and parenting, and training professionals all over the world to also be able to teach this.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. What a great way to get into childbirth education, right? Starting out with mindfulness. This wonderful. It really makes me really, really happy that you had that opportunity and took that right from the beginning, right from midwifery school into your work. I mean, that must have been so beautiful. And you've touched so many families and lives with that. And can you tell us a little bit more what you've witnessed and experienced when you bring that mindfulness element into your work?
Yes. I mean, we know that people are used to, in many places, used to taking childbirth education or receiving some wisdom about what's coming in labor and in birth when they're pregnant. Pregnancy is a time of great openness, openness to change, openness to growth. We all want to be the best parents we can be. And when we teach traditional childbirth education, it's a lot of information, which has its place. Many people want a lot of information, but if we're able to provide our patients with actual mindfulness practices that they can do at home, that can cultivate their capacity to be with pain and be with fear, because both of those things happen in pregnancy and in labor, that will also help them not just during the perinatal period, but also for a lifetime. Because we know contractions don't just happen in labor, they also happen in life. And so if we can manage to be there and work through the stress of our lives, that will really help us. And it will help us as people who are working at home, working at work, family making. So these mindfulness practices can be nourishing and supportive for people throughout their lives.
Wow, absolutely. And what I love, what you just mentioned about pain and fear. So mindfulness at birth is not sugarcoating anything. It's not like promising, oh, you won't feel anything. This is all just going to be easy. That's not what it is about, right?
Right. We cannot make any promises. I mean, when it comes right down to it, we can't even tell people what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
we hope we can, we hope we can say it will be easier because of this, this, and this, but we don't know. A baby could turn breech, a baby could have a face presentation. We have no idea what will be most helpful for someone when they're actually in labor, or how they will experience it in their own bodies. And so what we do have is we can cultivate the ability to be in this moment and to be able to come back to our breath, to come back to our body, to be able to have as much capacity as possible for whatever is here.
Beautiful. I love how you said that. So now also let's talk about the presentation, which is completely connected to what we just talked about. I love the title, Only Now Just This, Practicing Mindfulness in Labor and Delivery. So what can we look forward to in this hour we spent with you?
So in this hour, we will, of course, include mindfulness practices, because you don't change your brain just by reading about mindfulness or thinking about it. Just like you don't gain muscles just by thinking about exercise. Unfortunately, you actually have to do it. So we'll be practicing some mindfulness practices. We'll also talk about the research and the outcomes in terms of bringing these practices to the perinatal period. And we will talk about connections between stress and potential outcomes, and what happens when we give people tools to decrease stress. We will also explore the mindfulness-based childbirth and parenting program in detail. You can also explore that yourself at www.mindfulbirthing.org. And you can also feel free to email me at jennifer@mindfulbirthing.org, or I'm happy to answer any additional questions.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You've given us so many good resources, and I know during the presentation there will be plenty of exercises and resources. I can say that because I had a little sneak peek, right, Jen? So it's absolutely beautiful. So our viewers will walk away from that hour with really things that can take into the labor room with them, with their families, or even in childbirth education as well. And you also mentioned if they want to be trained in that particular method, they can reach out to you as well. That's absolutely beautiful. Jen, before I let you go here today, any last words for our viewers that you would love to share?
Sure. I would just share that this moment is the life that we have right now. So the past is the past, and the future, we don't know what it will be like. And so it's not about clearing your mind. It's not about being calm all the time. We'll go through the myths of mindfulness during the presentation also. But I would just encourage anyone who's curious to experiment with what changes in your life when you practice paying attention to where your mind is. And if you notice that it's gone far away when you have a patient or a child or a partner in front of you, just practice coming back to this breath, to this life as it is right now, because we don't know what's going to happen next.
Wonderful. Oh, thank you so much. This breath. Yes, that's what we have. Oh, it has been such a pleasure talking to you, Jen. An absolute pleasure hosting you here at the Labor and Delivery Symposium at Gold 2023. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
And for our viewers now, this symposium is running in October. It's just around the corner. And if you would like to find out more about this presentation here and all the other presentations in this symposium, we invite you to go to golearning.com. You'll find also a free keynote presentation that is live that you can sign up for free. And you will also get a recording of that as well, and all the other presentations and recordings. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.